Hi guys, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. This is Ashish K. So today we're gonna study Mastering Modern Indian History. So guys, before we start the class, I have a very small announcement. Okay, looking at the posters, there are a lot of Apple gadgets. So let's see what this is. Unacademy is launching UPSC CSE Mega Combat on 23rd January 2022 at 11 a.m. This is a live all India free scholarship test based on UPSC Prelims exam. Throughout this test, you can check your preparation and gauge your strength and weaknesses. The best thing about this combat is it's a scholarship test to make you practice on the similar pattern as that of actual exam and also stand a chance to win scholarship. Even those who just participate in the scholarship test will stand a chance to claim Apple gadgets like iPad mini, MacBook, iPhone and Amazon vouchers. You can take this test live on 23rd Jan 11 a.m. either on the app or on Unacademy's website. Link is given below in the description box. Use invite code ARPITA10 to enroll now. I repeat, it is ARPITA 10. Okay, thank you guys. So, let's talk about today's topic. So, what is today's topic? What is so special about it? World War II and Indian nationalism. So, I would say World War II and Indian nationalism is a single topic. It is so into one another. This Indian nationalism topic is so into the World War topic, how it begins, how it goes. Probably we'll get to know in the further, as we go on in the classes, we'll get to know how this is related. So, how about we start? So, what is World War, guys? What is World War? One of the most biggest war. Compared to World War One, World War Two had a lot of damage. Okay, so this World War started in 1939 and lasted till 1945. I repeat, 1939 and lasted till 1945. Okay, so this is the date. Okay, let's just select a pen color. Yeah, so how did it start? For any war or could be any small fight, you should have two rivals. Okay, two teams in the opposite. That is when you can fight. That is when there could be a war. Okay, so how did it start? So what happened? Germany attacked Poland on 1st September. What did Germany do? Chalo, Germany attacked Poland. Okay, so when Germany attacked Poland, this gave a kickstart to this world war. Okay, so when the Germans attacked the Poland on 1st of September, this gave a kickstart. So that is when on 3rd September 1939, Britain declared war. So Britain took support. Okay, I mean Britain came for support. So that is when the actual Second World War began. Let's not talk about the worldly aspects of this World War, not too much into it. We'll talk about that in world history. But what is necessary for us? What was happening during the World War time in our country? So, क्या असर पड़ रहा था? What was the impact of this World War on our country? Let's see. Okay. So before that, on this account of this war, what happened? What did Indian British government do? Chalo. So since Britain declared war, British belongs to Britain. Okay, so they are a part of it too. So Indian British government declared full support without even consulting the Indian leaders. So at in 1937 actually, the maximum of the seats were backed by INC. So in 1937, okay, during the elections, the maximum number of seats, the majority of it was backed by our INC. Okay, so it was a whole and sole responsibility of British to take consent from our Indian leaders. Did they? Let's see. Okay. So without even consulting our Indian leaders, they gave full support. So this was unilateral decision. They themselves took it. It wasn't a discussion. It was a unilateral discussion. Okay. So and also, Congress was not very supportive to fascism, Nazism, and militarism. Okay. So our Congress never supported this fascism or Nazism or militarism. Okay. And but still, well, during this discussion, or probably during this, now in order for India to support British, so they thought about it, they went through this, then okay, since they were against fascism, Nazism, and militarism, I guess our Congress did make up our mind. And finally, what they did, they did. They actually did make up their mind. Okay? So, when this German attacked Poland, this war started, we do know. And so, for defensive support, who went for Poland? It was Britain and France who reached out for help. Chalo, that is when it started, World War II. So, as we know, the Allied nations and the Axis power is a part of our how World War went on. Okay, but let me not go in detail, but I'll tell you which Allied powers actually, which countries did Allied powers consist of. So UK, USA, France, Russia. Russia, which is USSR, okay, are the allies, and Axis powers are the Nazis of German, Italy, and Japan. Okay, so this side, the Axis powers was actually handled by Nazi of German, Italy, and Japan, and allies were UK, USA, France, and Russia. So, yes, as I told you, the provincial election, the majority of the seats were backed by our Congress. So now, our Congress kept a request. It was a request in order for us to support. We have certain terms and conditions for you as well, in order for our Indians to support in this war. So, at that point of time, who was the Viceroy? The Viceroy was Lord Lilnith. Okay? Lord Lilnith. Lord Linlith Gow. Okay? Linlith. So it was Lord Linlith Gow. Okay? So the British decided to push our Indian soldiers into World War II without even the consent. Okay? And when Congress got to know, they were upset. So that is when they decided to keep two requests, and only on these conditions they will support. Okay? So what was that? Constituent Assembly should be structured to develop a stable politics for free India. Okay? So what did this mean? A constituent assembly for our country should be convened, should be developed, should be structured. You can use any of these words. Should be structured for our free Indian structure. Okay? So it is for the free Indian structure. It is not for the one which is ruled by our British. And genuinely responsible government should be formed at the center as well. Hope you guys got it. Okay? Genuinely responsible government should be formed at the center. Even in the center, not just in the provincial level, even in the center, there should be a responsible government. Okay? But, chalo, our Lord Linlith turned down the conditions. But our INC, Indian National Congress, said that, or it probably explained, in order to take Indian support for this war, they alone could not win the war, or they alone could not fight the war. From the sides of, we Indians were providing manpower, we Indians were the manpower rather than calling it providing. Okay? So, we Indians were the manpower, and they didn't need soldiers to fight. Okay? And as we know, we Indians were huge in number. So, yes, in order to win the public opinion and support them in this war, he had to agree to all these conditions. This is what the Congress kept forth to Viceroy. Okay? So that is when CWC Congress Working Committee meeting was held. Okay? So in this meeting, this meeting was actually for the Congress Committee, Congress Working Committee. CWC meeting, where was it held? So for any meeting to happen, there should be a place first, which was Varda. Okay? So Varda was the place where the meeting took place. Okay? Now what went on in the meeting? What happened? Now there broke a difference between our Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay? So Gandhi decided to give unconditional support because Gandhi was against fascism. Okay? Gandhi had dislikes for fascism. So Gandhi was completely against this. Okay? But our Subhash Chandra Bose had no sympathy for either sides of the war. He had no soft corner for either sides of the war. Let them fight. Okay? Let them fight. Britishers are ruling us. The Nazis are also heartless now. Let them fight. Why should we intervene? Why should we even give support? There broke differences between Bose and Gandhi. Okay? But at that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, so sorry, which is Jawaharlal Nehru was not ready to accept the opinion of either Gandhi or the socialists. So socialists in the sense, it is our Bose. Okay? So, Jawaharlal Nehru directly said, I am not accepting none of your requests. None of your opinions are actually giving me any clarity to make any decision. So, it is a big no. Okay. So, but after that, what they decided was they proposed no Indian participated until India was free. So, what did this mean? No Indians had to participate until India was free. And also, look at the soft corner of them. This is why we call ourselves Indians. No advantage will be taken misusing the difficulty of the war. So, no matter what, you guys are not taking advantage of the war and trying to actually attack the Britishers or probably causing any threat to them. No, they're already in trouble. They have lived with us for so long, though they are ruling us, though we have had differences. Now, let's unite together, let's not misuse them. So, this was the decision made. So, after this, now Jawaharlal Nehru neither stuck to Gandhi nor Bose, but here our Gandhiji was left alone. He felt isolated for his decisions, and everyone took stand for Nehru. So, that is when Gandhiji also said, Chalo, even I will join you, I will also take stand for whatever the decision you have made. And Muslim and princely states, the Muslim League and the princely states as well, supported the British. Okay. So then here there was something called as August offer. Okay. August offer was made by Linlith. Okay. From the British, there was an August offer that was given to our Indians, which said India was allowed to form their own constitution. Okay. That is what they had asked for. Mhm. So India was allowed to form their own constitution. Chalo, one to was approved. The next one, what is it? The goal will be dominion status. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's change this. It is status. Okay. It is dominion status. Okay. So sorry for the spelling mistake. It is dominion status. The goal will be dominion status. And next, setting a constituent assembly after war. Mainly, India would decide or Indian would decide the constitution according to the Indian concepts. Okay. So, this was the August offer. Okay. So, this was the August offer. But, nope. When we asked dominion status, when did we first ask? It was actually proposed by Motilal Nehru. Okay. So this was in the Lahore session, not even Karachi. It was in the Lahore session, and at that time they had turned down the dominion status. Now they are like that request is the out of our request. We didn't even ask for dominion status. Now we have come up way ahead of what we wanted from dominion status now. Okay, so I don't need it. What our Indians asked was setting a constituent assembly after war, especially after war. Mainly, Indians would decide how our constitution should run based on their Indian concepts, based on our Indian mindset, based on our Indian concept, based on our Indian skill set. We will decide how this should go on, how our constitution should work, and it is not you who would actually give your rules and regulations how we have to run our country. So this was an indirect push for our word. You remember, right? Purna Swaraj. That is how they have pushed further for complete independence. I guess hope you guys are getting it. Just try imagine yourself in all the rules we talk about. That is only when we can actually understand the concept. When we try imagining we are in the court of British or we are in the warland, we are in the meeting, we are trying to talk as Gandhi, as Jawaharlal Nehru. What if we had played the roles? That is when we understand what is actually happening. And that stays in our memory as well, guys. So let's keep this in mind. Okay. And now, finally coming, what was the response? What was the response of this? Congress, as I told you, rejected the August offer. Congress did turn down the August offer. Nahi chahiye mujhe. And also, Muslim League welcomed veto power given to the League, and partition was the only solution. What was the meaning of this? Now, for the right the Muslim League had got. Now they used their veto and they said, no, partition is the only solution where it would make us happy. It would make the Muslim League happy because you guys know they are also supporting. They give Muslim League and the provincial states, actually they gave their complete support for the war. They supported the British, and in 1941 July, okay, the Viceroy Executive Council as well, okay, was enlarged. Out of 12 members, 8 were given to Indians. Okay, when did the war go on from? When did it start? 1931 to 1945. So during the course of war itself, what we had asked for, we needed place in our provincial status, right? Actually, in this particular, there were certain leagues that were actually formed. It was not just Viceroy Executive Council, but this was one of the main. Okay, so this is how they gave us the solution. But was this the end? No. Let's see what goes on after the war. Where does this lead to towards the direction of our freedom? Got it, guys? So let's just take a small brush up. Okay. Today's concept was quite small, which is a huge topic though. But I just cut it short so that it would be of our reach. We would first know what were the Indian impacts during the time of World War II. So as we know, 1939 to 1945, the war went on. And we do know how this started. A German attacked Poland. And that is when Britain and France went for their support. And that is when the war was declared. Okay. So we know as our Indian aspects, on the account of war, Indian British government declared full support without even consulting the Indian leaders. That is where they did the mistake, guys. Let's keep this in mind. Okay. So also the main point was Constituent Assembly should be convened for free Indian structure. These are the conditions. Okay. What conditions did they keep in front of Lilith? Okay. These are the requests in order for Indians to support for this war. And what happened in the Congress Working Committee meeting? We know how the differences rose between Bose and Gandhi, and what decision did Jawaharlal Nehru take? We're well aware of this. And August Constituent Assembly offer was approved. Okay, so during this August offer, Linlith actually gave out an offer by approving it, but our Indians did turn it down. And what was the response of this war? Congress rejected the August offer. Muslim League welcomed veto power and they did demand for partition. And in 1941, they gave Indians 8 seats out of 12 and enlarged the Viceroy Executive Council. So thank you guys. If there's any doubt, please make sure you drop it down in the comment box below and I'll make sure before I start the next class, I will get it resolved. Thank you.